More and more people are becoming aware of the issue that is invasive species, primarily due to conservation education programs and events, kind of like the one that I was witness of and got to help out at with the Coast Guard up at Lake Michigan.
So now I like to take it and put it over on the boat. My name is Gay Blind, and I'm with the Coast Guard Auxiliary. I'm actually the district officer, marine safety officer for this side of Lake Michigan. We're based primarily on the west side of the lake, and we're here to talk to boaters about boating safety and aquatic nuisance species. So this is the end of our our session where we remind boaters that they need to drain, dry, and clean off their boats. Dump their bait wells, dump any water collection containers on the boats, go ahead and pull their plugs for their bilges, and not take invasive species from one site to the next. Boaters are pretty responsive. Most boaters know about it. Michigan decided to work harder at notifying boaters and keeping the spread intact in 2019 when they prepared a law which now doesn't shuts down boaters from moving plants and water from port to port along the highway. So there's a fine for doing that, and we're here to remind boaters that there is a fine and that it's important not to spread the invasives. So I'm asking boaters if they've where they fished before. Do you know about invasive species? Almost everybody has, mostly from advertising someplace. Do you understand the clean water program where you're going to dry off, drain, and dispose of anything in your bait and your water, dump your bilges, make sure you don't take water to the next site. It's a state law now, so we talked a little bit about that. But we're just curious about numbers of people that understand the program. That's what the Clean Boat, Clean Waters program is all about. And whether they fished a different location. Most all these guys fished here yesterday. So we'll get some just pleasure boaters, and the scenario will change a little bit. But what they like to see is a response from somebody who's fished an inland lake, and now today they're fishing the St. Joe River. So do they understand that they can bring contaminated water and or materials from one to the other, and the importance of not. They're still found out there, no question about it. Pretty impressive sucking mouth parts. The tongue drills the hole, and then the sucking. It's amazing how good.
So it's like a blood sucker kind of.
Yeah, it's body fluids, but and they can't shake them off. So they do their job. It's a parasite.
Now, what do they mainly go after? Like salmon?
They like the fish that don't carry a heavy scale. They wouldn't like a carp, for example. But certainly the salmon and lake trout they love the best because there's very little scale.
Right.
So they really are hard on lake trout. But no question, the Chinook salmon, cove salmon, yep, rainbow trout. They wouldn't go after perch. I wouldn't expect them on perch.
Well, today it's hard to find a perch.
I guess, huh?
Oh my goodness. Yeah, we only got 6 or 7.
Again, I'm with the Coast Guard Auxiliary, so we do this as a part of our Coast Guard Auxiliary Marine Safety Mission. We've been to 4 ports this year. We try to get to as many in our local area as we can. And this has been a real responsive group. Today we have the boater mobile boat wash unit here today, so it's nice to have Michigan State here, also reminding boaters of the same thing.
Kind of more of a wetland species instead of like a coastal. Every state has their thing, I guess.
Not only were these two organizations talking about invasive species and cleaning boats to get rid of invasive species off of boats coming out of the marina, but the Department of Natural Resources was also there looking at tagged salmon.
Chinook salmon, no clips, no marks. 505. 1.51. Almost got 2 weeks away.
Right up
0.63.
Next to him. Get your picture taken. Get your picture right up there and picture taken. You can be right up front.
Immature male. A lot of males today.
We'll take ISO on this guy too.
Okay.
It's a lot of time. This is some of your.
Our main thing is we're trying to recapture the tagged salmon and lake trout.
512. 1.29.
And then do you have to separate? You have to separate?
Don't have to. They're biologists. They're not conservation officers. But this is the right thing to do.
We're not here to get you in trouble. We're here to try to help the fishery.
Yep.
So, if it was a
You think you can help
officer,
the perch population?
yes, you would.
That's a different team.
So,
I think
if you had a conservation officer standing here because I want to see the fish.
Immature. He's close.
Yeah, that's immature.
So all in all, helping the Coast Guard with their invasive species awareness thing, as well as watching Michigan State Extension's free boat cleaning station and the salmon surveys going on right up next door, it was a pretty cool day. But in Invasive Brews manner, that wasn't the end of it. So we headed on up to Muskegon Brewing. Even though it was kind of a long drive from where we were at with the Coast Guard, Muskegon Brewing Company was well worth the drive. Even though when we were there they were under construction and remodeling the place, we still got some incredible views. And if I am being honest, the best French fries that I have ever had in my life. So if you're ever in the Lake Michigan area, be sure to look for some of the invasive species awareness programs that they have up there. I also did a video on one of these events that Michigan State Extension did at Trail Point Brewing. Be sure to check out that video. And if you're in the area, I would highly suggest Trail Point Brewing or Muskegon Brewing, especially if you want some of the most phenomenal fries you will ever have in your life. I also suggest the walleye from Muskegon Brewing. But until then, plant native and drink local.